Dear students, today we are going to discuss about basic concept of object-oriented programming. There are 7 types of basic concepts are available, namely objects, classes, data abstraction and encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, dynamic binding, and lastly message passing. Now let us have a general idea about that what in by objects and how to define the objects. Objects are basic runtime entities in an object-oriented system. That is, they may represent a person, a place, a bank account, a table of data, or any item that the program has to handle. Now, diagrammatically, we can represent any object by means of a student object. We are taking a student as an example of an object. Then we have some properties we have to define under this object. Now we have 2 types of properties are available. One is called data and another is called function. So under the data we have 3 types of properties we are defining, namely name of the student, date of birth and marks. Similarly, in order to implement these data in terms of program, then we require functions. So the functions can be classified into 3 types: total, average, display. So in this way, we can represent that is any object as a student entities. Next, we will discuss about that what in by class. In order to implement this object, we require one special data type, what is known as this class. That is the entire set of data and programming code of an object can be made a user-defined data type with the help of a class. For example, if we define fruit as a class, then mango is one of the object in this class. So like that, we will define that the class data type. Next, we will discuss about data abstraction and encapsulation. Here, the wrapping of data and function into a single unit is known as data encapsulation. It is the most striking feature of the class, and the abstraction refers to the act of representing essential features without including the background details or explanations. That is, we are not uh, that is we are not writing the data directly or handling the data directly. Only in terms of functions we are handling the data. That is the property for the data encapsulation. Next, we go for the inheritance property. One of the another very important concept in object-oriented programming is available is inheritance. Inheritance means acquiring the property from one class to another class. Suppose that if you are using student as an object, then we define that the property of the inheritance in 2 classes. In one class, student register number and name will be available. In another class, the marks obtained by the students are available. So we will use the first property of the class in the second property. So this is called inheritance, and we have an idea about that diagrammatically. Now here bird can be considered as one object, and the property or attributes of the bird will be classified as feathers and legs. Now we can classify that bird as flying bird and non-flying bird. So now these 2 types of birds, we have a common property will be available. That common property are namely feathers and legs. So that common property will be we can inherit from the base class. So in this way, the inheritance will be very useful while writing the programmings. Next, we will go for polymorphism. Polymorphism is nothing but the ability to take more than one form. There are 2 types of polymorphism. One is function overloading and operator overloading. So here function overloading means the same object name can be reused. So for example, in this diagram, we have written that the shape and draw. This is the shape is the object and draw is the function, and we can use the same draw function in 3 types of objects: circle, box and triangle. So the circle gives that circle object, and box object gives box object, and the third one will be triangle, will give the triangle objects. But we are using the name of the function as a draw, as the same, and draw circle, draw box, draw triangle. So we can obtain that three types of objects are simultaneously we can create. So in this way the function overloading will be used. That is the formula for circle, box, triangle will be that is the area of circle, area of box, and area of triangle. So in this way we can use function overloading. And finally we go for what in the dynamic binding means it refers to linking of a procedure call during runtime. So we can easily include some of the procedures while calling the main functions. And finally we go for message passing. So this is nothing but that is a message for an object is a request for execution of a procedure. So here, for example, employee can be treated as a object name and salary is the function name. Then here we are passing that a request for execution of the procedure. So in order to run this the main program, we should call this employee.salary of name, then automatically the program will give the output. So with this I conclude my session. Thank you.